At this point, we only have one official pick. That's from Andy on the Thursday nighter. Seahawks plus 3.5 at -108. And I am interested in Birdie saying, I'm not sure Dolphins score 13 points. Do you see the Dolphins as not being a team that can compete in cold weather?
It's not a great spot for a warm weather team, especially if it gets nasty up there again. Another travel spot where Tua's looking iffy. If it's a snowy ishy game, yeah, it's not a good spot for them. It's not like they're an indoor team, but still, it's cold weather.
Dennis, can you touch on the chat? Can you touch on why you like the over here if you can? Because he likes Miami plus 7.5 and the over says more on the over. Can you touch on that if you can? All right, that is Saturday action. We move on to Sunday, December 18th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Philadelphia Eagles 12-1, 6-0 on the road at the Chicago Bears, 3-10, 2-4 at home. We're at Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois, and it's cold in Chicago. Not as cold as it is in Green Bay. Green Bay is very, very cold this Sunday, but it's cold in Chicago. 29 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 13 miles per hour. There's my guy Nilo in the house. What up, Nilo? The Eagles coming off a dominant 48-22 win at the Giants. They put up 437 total yards and were 6 of 11 on third down. The Giants, we were a public play. They were the biggest public dog up until Sunday, when they were usurped by the Jets. But Andy was on the Eagles, and it was just a very good bet. Very strong, very nice bet. Let's take a look at the line history here on this one. Eagles, Bears. We have these Eagles opening up at Pinnacle at -8.5. There's been a 1 cent move towards them. They're -107 now from -106. From a total perspective, opened up at 48. There's been a 10-cent move to the over at 48. 10-cent move to the over. All right, so let's move over to the cash here in this one. We have 5,018 tickets in, 25% of the tickets and 36% of the cash on the Bears coming off the bye. Then you have 86% of the tickets and 85% of the cash on the over and 10-cent move in that direction. Great to see you, Nilo. Thank you for joining us. Birdie says, I will be betting the Bears here. Another game I really like. Says Eagles could lose this game straight up. That's what our Birdie is saying. Eagles coming off that dominant 48-22 win at the Giants. Jalen Hurts, 21-31, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Ran 7 times for 77 yards and a touchdown. First quarterback in NFL history to rush for at least 10 touchdowns in consecutive seasons. Miles Sanders ran 17 times for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hit the 1,000-yard mark for the season. 1,068 he's at. Eagles ran for 253 yards as a team. A.J. Brown caught 4 for 70 and a touchdown. Devonta Smith caught 5 for 64 and a touchdown. The defense held the Giants to just 304 yards and 4 of 13 on third down. They swarmed Daniel Jones all game long. 7 sacks, 12 quarterback hits. This Eagles team has the second-ranked defense and the third-ranked offense, and they're dangerous. They have lost Aaron Sipos to an ankle injury. He is done for the year. He's been placed on injured reserve, and I'm not sure. They brought up a kicker from the practice roster. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to decide to go with at this point. Reed Blankenship with a knee, and their backup linebacker Kyron Johnson with a shoulder left the game. Blankenship will not go on IR. It's a low-grade knee sprain. The injury is short-term, and Blankenship has been the starter since Gardner Johnson went down. So if Blankenship can't go, then Kayvon Wallace will replace him. And Lane Johnson, their tackle, left late with an abdominal injury. He says it was just a tweak, and he's good to go here this week. Bears come in fresh off their bye week last season, losing their 6th straight game, 28-19 at home to the Packers in the game that saw them get outscored 18-0 in the fourth quarter. They failed to take the lead or tie with an opportunity in the closing minutes for the 6th straight time this year. Justin Fields returned from injury and finished 20 of 25 for 254 yards. Also ran 6 for 71 yards and a touchdown. They play well in the first half, and they buckle late in games. Justin Fields had 6 straight games rushing for at least 50 yards and 1 touchdown. That's the longest streak by a Bear since Gale Sayers in 1969. And he became the first NFL quarterback since at least 1925 with 3 touchdown runs of 50 or more. Equanimeous St. Brown caught 3 for 85. Cole Kmet, 6 for 72. Montgomery, 14 for 61 and a touchdown. But this defense keeps falling apart when it matters most. They did put up 409 yards of offense, the most this year, but they got no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits. Jaquan Brisker and Kyler Gordon are now out of NFL concussion protocol. That's their starting safety and starting quarterback. I mean, they're two rookies, but they're important pieces to this defense. So if you like the Bears, can you possibly trust them full game? Or should they not be trusted full game, and should they only be given first half bets if you like the dog? Take it away for us here, Andy. Eagles, Bears.
Oh, and just it's a team off a bye. Teams, and here's the thing: teams don't tank. Organizations tank. Organizations trade away good pieces. Organizations can start younger quarterbacks, like you're seeing in like Atlanta, but players do not tank. Players have contracts to play for. Like players need good games so they can continue. This is their job. The team isn't gonna be like, all right, yeah, we're excited to get the number 2 pick. As me as an individual NFL player, so I'll play it 50% this week. Like it just doesn't happen. That's how you get injured. This team is still playing hard. They just don't have a talent, the talent to get it done for the most part. That said, it's a lot of points at home, and they have a talented quarterback. They can still run the ball. I know the Eagles have been pretty decent against the run, but man, if I'm the Eagles, I'm kind of looking past this game. And I know some teams don't look past any games, but this game almost doesn't matter. This game almost doesn't matter when it comes down to it. You can just beat the Cowboys and maybe not with a 2-game, essentially a 2.5-game lead, 3-game lead, because they have the head to head over the Vikings. All you really need to do is beat the Cowboys for the rest of the year, and you have the 1 seed. Because then you have a 3-game lead over the Cowboys, you have a 3-game lead over the Vikings, and there's 3 games left, and 2 of them are at home against teams you should beat. So it's such a weird spot for them. Like next week is 10 times more important. It feels like a letdown spot. I think I'm actually with Sky Dragon here, where I think if you like the Bears, you actually like the over, because you're certainly not saying, hey, this Bears defense is just going to step up now that they got a couple fucking rookies back. It's no, Justin Fields is going to have a good day. They're going to put together a fun offensive game plan. They're going to move the ball. I think if you like the Bears, you like the over. And yeah, any team, even if you think they're tanking, can play well. Look what we saw against Dallas last week. So tempted, probably gonna move on this over. In fact, you know what? Just put me down for it. I think the Bears make a big contribution to this total.
Yeah,
So
I
and
find
it's 49 at some places. It should be 49.5, 50. I've stared at this one all week, kind of going back and forth between the Bears and the over, and yeah, it feels like even a good effort by the Bears, it still might end up being like Bears lose by 15. And at the end of the game, you're like, damn it, the Bears really put it together on offense, and they lost, 35-20.
do you want the 48 at minus 117 or the 48.5 at minus 105?
I'll take 48.5. That's not worth 12 cents.
Over 48.5 at minus 105. I like the look here. I'm interested in rolling with you. And you're
Papa
right.
Call's got a better number than any of us. Look at that. Nice job.
Nice job, Papa Calls. That's beautiful. Smart move. And this to me is you're right. This is like believing in the Bears. Taking the over 48.5 minus 105. I like it. I like it. I'm going to join you on that. And if you were going to move on the Bears, you'd want it full game. You wouldn't want it early?
Not against this team. This is a really good first half team. If I had to make a choice between Bears first half and Bears half second half, or Bears full game, I think Bears first half is my least favorite of the 3. The Eagles have always come out hot, and even if they are overlooking the game, they're still a very good first half team. So taking it over.
Over 48.5 at minus 105. I like the look. I'm interested. So you don't I know we need to move on. We got so many games, but you don't think that
we got 11 games left.
You don't think Eberflus can set up at least the first quarter here at a dog line, or you think that just the Eagles are too strong?
I think when you get too many narratives around a first half, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's there's fewer possessions. It's when you're betting on a shitty team with fewer possessions to do it. It's sometimes a better thing because you're getting fewer possessions from the good team to exert their will. But I don't love the Bears getting less than a touchdown here in the first half.
All right, let's move on from that one. I like the look on the over 48.5. I am interested. Very, very interested. Let's